certainly I would not expect her to be worse, I guess.
Well, I mean, we say that, but it could always be worse. It could certainly be worse.
Which side are you on? Which side are you on?
I think we should at least update folks on the Labor Secretary news.
Okay.
Yeah, because I think it's relevant. We have talked on the show recently that Marty Walsh, who was the Labor Secretary under the Biden administration, he recently stepped down, and he's going to go take a job with the NHL Players Association, which is interesting. And so the current acting secretary is Julie Su. She has, as of this past week, been officially nominated to take over the position full time as the Secretary of Labor. So she's received President Biden's nomination. We're starting to see more and more unions put out statements regarding this. I know my union, IATSE, has already put out a statement saying they urged a quick confirmation of Julie Su. So a couple of things from the release about her nomination. She previously worked in California. She was the labor secretary there for the state of California, where she, according to the release, worked closely with unions and employers to build training partnerships and also to expand the number of good union jobs. While she was California Labor Commissioner, she launched the Wage Theft as a Crime campaign with the support of labor and management. She spent 17 years as a civil rights attorney representing workers, and that included a case where she represented 72 Thai garment workers who were trafficked into the U.S. and forced to work under barbed wire and under armed guard. So she does have experience, from her legal background in dealing with labor law violations. Her work earned her a MacArthur Genius Award. She is a graduate of Stanford and Harvard Law School, the daughter of immigrants, speaks multiple languages. So, a pretty well-versed person. I was not super familiar with Julie Su's record before this nomination. She has been serving as the deputy for, basically the entirety of the Biden administration. I think it took a few months to get everybody confirmed. But she's been acting as the acting secretary for now, and Walsh's vacancy, she's up for confirmation from the Senate, and we'll see how that goes. But yeah, we'll see. I'm most interested in, will we see a change in approach from the Secretary of Labor's position? Because, we haven't been very shy in hiding our opinions about the outgoing secretary and his lack of action. I personally was very disappointed that Marty Walsh, as far as I could tell, never lifted a finger for the miners down in Brookwood, has not spoken to any Alabama labor struggle, and I find that disappointing. And, we'll see if Julie Su has a different approach.
Yeah, definitely hoping so. The chatter that I hear is that she was a lot more active as California Labor Secretary than Walsh was as U.S. Labor Secretary. So hopefully, and we'll and we'll try to do some more digging and maybe present folks with a deep dive, or have somebody on who can give us a deep dive about Julie Su.
Right.
And because I think that's relevant. But yeah, definitely hopeful. Certainly, I would not expect her to be worse, I guess.
Well, I mean, we say that, but it could always be worse. It could certainly be worse. So, I mean, based on what we know about her, it doesn't seem like she would be worse.
Right.
But, at the end of the day, cabinet secretaries work for their administration. And so, to some degree, any change of strategy from the cabinet level is going to also involve change of strategy from the top.
Yeah. So we'll see. I think one of the reasons for nominating her, something that I read that kind of gave her a leg up, is that because she's deputy labor secretary, that would allow her to continue acting, and that would be one less transition that would have to be made. And she can also now that she's acting, she can do anything that a normal labor secretary would before she is confirmed. And so there's potentially some like parliamentary tactic considerations in nominating her as opposed to somebody else.
Right.
So.
Yeah, and that makes sense to me. Obviously, the less disruption that there is, theoretically the better services that we will receive from the Department of Labor. So just stay tuned on that. It will be relevant. And as we saw with the railroad strike that was, prevented right before the holidays, obviously the Secretary of Labor can play a very influential role in these labor struggles.
You just saw a clip from the Valley Labor Report. We are live every Saturday morning from 9:30 a.m. till 12:30 p.m. And we pride ourselves on keeping all of our content free to everybody so that we can talk to as many working folks as possible. If you support the work that we're doing, you think that it's important, you think that it's good, then consider making a monthly contribution to the project, and you can do that on our website, tvlr.fm.